Yeah, I don't know what happened, and I checked the I'm checking like real data, real news, not from people and their opinions. I don't see anything going on in the world that would make this dip like this, except for the fact that's where it was going anyway. And guys, I put my money where my mouth is. I've been shorting Bitcoin for the last week or so. I'll put up the screenshots, but it's irrelevant. I got out. I don't really like to show all that out. But I put my other person on, and they're up 100% right now. I don't have the patience. They're blessed with patience. They waited for this. I couldn't take it no more. So I made my little couple hundred and got out. Because when I usually make money shorting Bitcoin, it's thousands and it's quickly. I don't know why I'm not patient. I would have had to wait 2 weeks for this. I ain't waiting that long for that. This took 20 minutes to drop 3,000. So I just got in at the wrong time. NASDAQ. I don't know, guys. But the morning show is in the morning. And, we have four other people that will be talking with me. So I'll be learning more. Bitcoin falls 8% and Ether is down 9%. Wow. They're all speculating. That's why I don't go in these rooms. It's not rocket science. You have people saying that it's being liquidated by whales. You have people. I mean, the reasons to me is that's not true. This coin been being liquidated. Too many people is in it. Too many people thought they were going to get rich. It's really that simple. That's always my answer to many of this stuff. They're not going to let people get rich together. The gig is up. You were supposed to figure it out early. Even I missed it. And that's that. That's that. Eric, what's up? You can come up because I'm always open to. I just tapped back in. I see you're here. If you know something, you can share it. I have a morning show in the morning, and the guys is definitely going to tap in and give their opinions. I stick with my stance. It is not charts. It ain't liquidation. It's the fact that there's people in there that thought they were going to be able to retire, and they're going to show them, no, you're not. Stay at work. Simple. That's my reaction to all of this stuff going down. Okay, you had your fun with the pandemic, and game's over. Oh, come on up, E. Glad you're willing to talk. L, come up for real. Guys, I only do these rooms short because I put it on my YouTube. But L, I would love to hear your opinion. Eric, what's up?
Nothing much, man. I'm just listening in. You kind of have a point there, you know. A lot of people think they're gonna get rich off that, but oh, reality bites, I guess.
Yeah, that Eric, and that's just my simple explanation. Nothing else but the fact that they want everybody to stay at work. And L, how you doing? Look, I know L. He had because L been saying Bitcoin is going to do this. What's going on, L?
Well, oh no, I'm well. I mean, what with the falling price of Bitcoin or something like that?
Yeah, I believe you were never a Bitcoin maxi, or maybe it was Nate. My bad.
No, I'm the one who has the short position on. Nate also doesn't like it. I'm just saying that, I look at it and I say, you know, I don't know, like people like to argue the point. I think it's only a point that can be argued if you put your money where your mouth is. I've definitely called my position very clearly. And more so to say it's like, I mean, at this point, most of that crypto space is blatantly fraudulent. It's just that enough people are winning at the same time that they're not saying it's fraudulent. Yo, what's up? Give me a second. I'm on. Not saying that it's blatantly fraudulent. And then, just my little 2 cents, and last but not least, is that you can see that common people are now complaining to their attorney generals. Hence why you saw the lawsuit with Kim Kardashian, Floyd Mayweather, and Ethereum Max. Doesn't matter that, oh, that's not a coin that's recognized. This is how this works. Not everyone wins, and when they don't win, they complain to a regulator, and then the regulator starts to put pressure. But let's take that away. And my last point is um, the macroeconomics of how this stuff works is real, and people want to say all of these things debunk that system, and they don't. If this is an inflation hedge and you are unwinding high valuations, well, you're seeing the result of unwinding a high valuation. That's it.
Thank you, L. And I don't know if you have to run. Thank you so much for that insight. You always give it some more intellect because I'm just straight to the point. As I said, I just, they'll hear it back. I don't want to keep repeating it. But also, before you came in, L, I said the same thing. Your bank, you probably put more on your short, but I've been short Bitcoin many times, and I have a few people that's short, and they're up 100% as we speak. And so I got out because I knew it was going here, but I couldn't take the constant gyration. So I left when I made a couple hundred, and I'm like, I can't, because they just kept, I was short from 54, and then I made a lot of money, and then I shorted again from um 42, and they kept popping it back up from 41 to 42, and I was like, all right, I'm not risking this, because I did feel Bitcoin, I don't know, they can pop back to 50. That's what, so before going back down lower. So I did get out of my short position, but I'm watching and knowing where it's going. I just didn't want to be in that. It was a stormy thing, and I didn't have that much capital in, and I was using a lot of leverage. So I was being careful. Yeah, that's pretty much L. Michael, welcome to the stage. I see how you doing. You know how to speak. You can unmute your mic.
Yeah, how you doing? I don't have any real input on the crypto business. A lot of these conversations I jump in to learn a little bit, but I myself don't really have much to add to the conversation. I'm just trying to listen.
Oh, okay. Well, I keep them short, and thanks, Al. And the replays are on, and that's all I have to say. Especially with the fact that the clubhouse rooms, which I blocked, like many of them. Well, I hit them. I didn't block them, but these maxi rooms were humongous, and who knows? Lord knows what they were saying in there. I told you I went to some convention in the park in the hood. People telling people to buy Bitcoin. That's when it was at 60K. So, it happens. And same thing with AMC. And this was just the year
Oh
of
no, the AMC one's
pumpers.
even better. I love the AMC one. That's the one that I love personally.
Yeah, Al, you miss those rooms when I do them. Oh, because I definitely rap on those apes. And, AMC is headed below $10. It should definitely be 13 tomorrow after what the hell just happened to Netflix.
No, me, I don't care. I don't care who loses their shirt on that. I hate that stupid stuff of like we're protecting the American institution and capitalism. That's a lie. It's not how that works. There's just debt.
And this
That's
is
it.
coming from a hedge
Simple.
fund owner himself. That's what I'm saying. I don't speculate. And people get so upset because it's a thin line between being correct a lot and people thinking it's arrogance, or I don't care. And that, welcome to Wall Street. Listen, I don't care how you feel. This is what's going to happen. Okay. And it's headed down.
So how low do you guys think it's gonna go?
AMC, don't ask me because I'm
Well, I
comical.
mean, I could give you a pretty clear example. It goes as long as their ability to service debt. There's just a lot of debt, and biggest issue is not to say, like I said, I want to preface it with this because one of the biggest issues with people say the fundamentals don't matter, and I understand where people are coming from, and that is a good point of contention and challenge. But at the end of the day, you do have to service debts. You would be surprised that some of the most biggest luxury retailers that charge all of us like $6,000 for like a purse. A lot of them can't service their own debts. So they go through restructurings and bankruptcies. The theater is no different. Doesn't matter how many people love it and like it. They have to be able to service it. So if you really want to know how long it takes and and even to prove it to yourself, just find out when the bond payments are due. They're always due every 6 months. There should be one coming in March and another one in April. It's a series of them. They have about 14 series of bonds debt that they owe, and their ability to make that payment every time it becomes a harder situation to make that payment. the more the stock is going to drop. And then lastly, all you need to do is pay attention if they're going to try to issue new debt, which they can't, because even the apes are against it and they've been pushing back that they don't want any more shares. Let's figure out another way to turn this company around without more shares.
Yo, and I have to learn about that bond market. L, I'm dealing with stuff. I'm going to definitely. L is willing to teach that part
Well, it's really
of
important, and it's not to cut you off.
Go ahead.
This is why it's important. So if you don't want to take out more loans that service debt that require an interest payment, how else would you raise money if you're a public company? By getting enough suckers to buy new stock. That's the part that it doesn't matter what people are saying. If it's not an environment that makes it very conducive for companies to issue stock, like the last 2 years have been conducive, you go right back to pre-pandemic situations where it is not affordable to get new debt. And the only way that makes it affordable is to issue new bonds. But you already have 14 series of bonds that are sitting out there. So hopefully anyone could understand what I was saying, but that's what's happening.
Yeah, L. Well, they'll learn, but you should go do research, because I don't trade in that awareness level, and that would be amazing to learn that part. And that's why I said you can always get better. But I don't stay in anything long enough to even care if they're going to have this much or interest rates, etc. But you're correct, everything you're saying. And if you're an investor, I think for sure an investor should know about that.
Well, the reason you want to learn it, and then I'll get off my soapbox, especially for anyone else who's listening, because I don't know if it's only us. But the reason you want to learn it, especially for those who say, the tables are unbalanced for people to make money. So let's say you understand that and you're short at like 50 or 60. Yeah, you got your teeth kicked in and everyone was against you and everyone is saying the apes are coming and this, that, and the third. But if you really understood this,
The
like
apes are
I
coming.
did, I've been holding a short since about 50 something dollars. I don't care. I never doubted or looked at it twice. The macroeconomics are the macroeconomics. They have not changed. They have not been able to retire any of that debt. Like, no, you know how like you would have a house and you'd refinance. They've done none of it. So where is it going? The payments are still due.
And that's some
Interesting.
excellent information. And like I said, I wouldn't doubt it to be useful. And we keep our room short. And thanks for L for tapping in. But I'm telling you now, I feel that's definitely necessary for an investor. And those apes, for sure, they need to hear what you just said. And I'll also mention in the morning when I listen back to the replay, quote unquote, from you too, straight from you, LF, what this bond stuff and why it matters. And that's why I told you, L, I would learn from you and take the course, because it's my responsibility in the lane I'm in. The more knowledge I have, the more I can share. I don't know much about that. See that bond and interest repayments, that'll tell it right there instead of your charts and your analysis. Go do the facts. But I was basing it off pure common sense that it's going down because it never should have went up. The movie theaters are, becoming extremely irrelevant. Netflix is dropping. Netflix even had a hard time. They dropped $100. So I'm just going off of things like of that such, and the fact that when everybody's in something, good luck. Because if something's going to move, from what I see, it just moves and you catch it. But if it's going to sit there with millions of people in there and it didn't do it yet, I just, from my past experiences, I don't see it going up. Anything I've seen go up goes up quickly. So that was just my
Well,
observation.
it's that
You had a
moonshot
breakdown.
concept. It's
Go
that
ahead,
moon.
Al.
No, I'm just
We-
saying it's that moonshot concept of like, we did the math. We can duplicate a GME situation, and I'm not saying that those, events cannot happen, but there's a strong tide against you. It's like I even like I was saying to and I'm a big proponent of actually I don't like earn your leisure, but I was watching. I was talking to a friend of mine. I was like, how many people who keep pushing the narrative and similar to this AMC narrative of you got to go buy your house right now. Interest rates are perfect, this, that, and the third. And it's just like, yeah, but they intend to uh, suppress inflation. Why would you do that? like your house will be worth less. It's a guarantee. That's going to happen. I don't care how someone tells you it's not going to happen. It will. Prices, like the issue with inflation is that wages have to meet inflation, and no matter how they've raised wages, they haven't met that. What I'm just saying is no different than AMC. It's like in these events that are expected to continue to duplicate themselves, they don't. They tend to actually kind of get tied up and suppressed if they can because they're anomalies and they shouldn't happen that way. They're very dangerous when they happen that way. I hate to say it because I sound like a person of the establishment, but it just is dangerous. Do you know how easy it is right now? It's nothing but sheer ability to Ponzi scheme, to do whatever you please in crypto and NFT markets, but everyone says this is the future. And it's like, oh no, like you're getting washed. People who understand what to do and how to do it are washing you up right now, and you're not. Most people aren't aware of it.
Oh, that's the talk, and there's a good contrast from how I talk to how you talk, but it definitely is going to reach who needs to hear this. They want to hear the others without saying any names, just the fairy tales and just basic watered down information. But finance is not watered down. You have to learn the whole jigger. You gotta learn the whole thing, and anybody else is welcome to come up before we do close out. But because these rooms are, this particular one is rare because we have the morning show. But I had to say something. I couldn't wait. And I think one of them they came in. They was like, "Yo, man, we supposed to talk about this." We are. Oh, we got a lot to talk about in the morning because Bitcoin ain't the only thing that's dropping. Go ahead, Eric.
No, that's what I was gonna ask. Like, how low do you think Bitcoin is gonna drop? Honestly, or
And this is not a thought, even and believe it. I know you speak in general. I know Bitcoin is going below 30 k. You know, it just has to because the only reason why it bounced. You know, all of the regulatory constraints that's coming out with the Fed. They're cracking down on crypto exchanges. They're not really welcoming Bitcoin per se, more so cryptocurrency. And they're also preparing for their own CBDC, central bank digital currency. I just feel that the powers that be will not let this uphold. And L, do you have anything to say to what I just stated?
Oh no, I mean I think you're spot on. I, I can't actually deviate from anything that you're speaking about. The only part I can deviate from is the below 30,000. The only reason I say that is just because I've been short from 35. I reset the position at about I think like I don't know like 60 something. I can't remember right now. Maybe like 61. And I thought I would be at about 18, but on that last leg down, again, I can't remember the exact time over probably like mid last year, maybe the early part of the summer. I don't know, but it didn't, it kind of got to like what 20 something, and then it just wouldn't crack it. So I'm gonna close out my position at if I could get a 35 on it, I would have averaged in enough to close it out. But I've had my position since like last February. I mean, those are my 2 cents. But yeah, as a whole, it's not going to be this anomaly standing by itself. You're not going to like. I'm not trying to jumble my words. I'm just trying to say the majority of people don't understand uh, the financial ingenuity of how you would perpetrate a scheme or fraud because they would never think of it in that way. And it's not to say that these things are that, but it is to say for anyone who has done enough finance and then they know a lot about technology and technical parts of these like cryptos and things like that, those are the people who you cannot beat. They're going to wash you.
Hello, and me included. I said that I move quick. I mean, you have to. You know, I'm not an institution. But I try to think as much like them as I can. And I know a few people who play on that side. People get upset though. They don't want to hear this truth. And that I happen to be that financial truth speaker, but still playing as retail, right? I should be in a trading house. I was, I don't know, it's called solicited or whatever. They wanted me over there, but I work for myself. I think and move like them. I just don't have their capital or their technology. And I might go over there because I'm getting tired of retail. They're delusional.
One of the
And
main reasons it's going to work is because of the same anonymity that people love about why they do it. It's just that someone else will just be, more adept to what's happening, or they can make a long network of channels to control those outcomes. Like I don't think people get that. Like people would already controlling these outcomes using regulated markets. You know what they're going to do in an unregulated market? They're going to kill you.
yeah,
Crazy.
I mean, it was cute, and I never was on fully retail side. I'm on my own side. It's me against everybody when I'm trading. I try to outthink retail and everybody, but I was rooting for a second, and then I caught myself. I'm like, you can't beat these guys. It's not about volume, and it's not about people. It's about money, and it's also about power. And the retail, the small guys, they just, when it is gonna get through their head, you don't matter. We don't matter. I don't know. We don't, and you have to move us as such. The minute you change that mentality, you get screwed. You're not going up against hedge funds and institutions, bro. In a perfect world, maybe. I think people forget where we live in. So no, AMC. To answer questions, I don't know. You asked it, Eric. I'm not trying to be funny. It's headed below $10. What else? The morning show, I'm gonna say the price targets. I'm usually all right, 98% of the time. Bitcoin is headed below 30, but L for his own, like he said, and me too. I cut it out. I left my short at 41, even though I know it was going lower because I don't know. It pops up before it goes lower. That's the game I can't play, right? I know it's going lower, but this could pop up back to 42 real quick. And again, I would get liquidated because I admit I'd be on margin or whatnot. But yeah, if you got that bag, hold that short, or not. L's said he's been short for over a year, so that's different, you know. But that's another thing they're about to start screaming. Oh, they have to cover. Guess what? This ain't the stock market. Nobody got to cover. And people get upset. I love my videos. L, thank you for blessing my robe and adding value because I throw this up everywhere anyway. I'm known enough, and people get agitated by the truth. I'm really pretty much the only one who talks it. That's pretty much retail.
I mean, let me give you this last one a little bit, and this is from Adam Aaron, the AMC CEO. He says it verbatim, and you can look this up on Market Watch. This just came out not too long ago. He knows that he's going to upset the apes, but his biggest goal in 2022 is to try to refinance some of the AMC debt. The reason I say that is because, like, listen, this is a really trying problem for them. I'm going to give you a quick example of like the company Neiman Marcus that went into bankruptcy. Like I said, this is a company that its debts were 6.5 billion, and the company literally it really made over $5 billion each year, but it had debt payments of 6.5. Isn't that wild as shit? That you can make that kind of money, still be short, and you have debt payments. That happens. It only lasts for so long.
Yeah. L, and what's your podcast? L, before we close out, what's the podcast? Even though I know you never do that,
All right.
but I'm
I
just
don't
asking.
even remember the name. Oh yeah, Trade Talk from a Hedge Fund Insider. It's in my bio if anyone cares. Like I said, it's not one of these. It's heavily
They're not
macro.
gonna be able to see your bio. L, this
Oh, they
goes on
can't. Oh, I didn't even know that. Oh
my
yeah,
other
so it's.
network. That's why I asked.
I'm
What
sorry.
you,
It's on all streaming podcast networks, but it's called Trade Talk from a Hedge Fund Insider. So if you put in like Trade Talk Hedge Fund, it should pop up. It's a gold G. But like I said, it's not to me to push that narrative. It it explains how you think about a market because what you see in a chart originates from macroeconomics. It doesn't originate from a bunch of people pressing buy and
yep.
sell. There's a reason they press it, and
Information.
it far originates far faster. The name of this game is information, and who has it faster than everyone else.
Exactly.
And who knows how to interpret it when they
And I
get it.
pay
A chart
thousands.
is nice, but
L.
you want to know why the chart does it.
And yeah, and all I could say, and that's how serious I am about this. And I'm not gonna disclose the amount, but I pay about somebody's salary for the information I know, okay, and want to know, and that's that. So good luck. That's why I don't go in a lot of these rooms until you pay in that bag. You don't know much. I'm talking about big bags. So, and listen, it gets bigger than that. I don't know where my boy Big Data is. I ain't see him in a minute. I know he's paying much more than me. I'm
Oh yeah,
small.
remember I know Benoit in real life. Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
I know you
around.
do.
We talk. Yeah.
I know you know him in real life, but I just haven't seen him in a minute. But yeah, his name is Big Data, right? But I'm working my way up there. But I have it under my business because I do take this serious, and I realize what makes and moves markets, and it's information. So all these traders and people teaching, nah, you know. But L, thank you for tapping it. Eric, thanks for coming up and speaking. And I don't want to be rude. Anybody down there have questions? You can raise your hand. But I am going to close the room. Kirk, Domingo, Smith, Maurice. Thank you guys. Later.